Hey guys, welcome back to Pick Up the Truth. Hope all is well with everyone tonight. Now, I know we've been doing a little research on Genesis lately, and we've been breaking it down truthfully, in truth as we know it. But tonight we're going to do a little something different, and we're going to go over the same passages in the Bible, but in a program pastor's point of view. So we're going to take a look at what this program pastor has to brainwash our minds with as far as how we've broken down Genesis. Let's check it out.
Genesis 3 verse 1. Now, the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For God doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened.
Now, it's quite a contrast between hearing a truthful version of Genesis 3 than the version we're hearing by this pastor. As you can see, this pastor's technique of hiding how ridiculous this deceptive story is you can see that he believes in the scriptures he's telling us. Just look at the ways how seriously he takes these scriptures. He's playing out his faith and his emotion as he explains the scriptures to us. He wholeheartedly believes, and he plays his part, and in brainwashing the people that listen to him.
And ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise. She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband.
Now, we're going to stop it right here for a minute and talk about what this one just said. Now, this gentleman, he truly believes in what he's preaching to the people that he wants them to believe as well. Now, excuse me, guys. Now, when we go back to God telling Eve that if she touches the fruit from the tree of life, that she shall surely die, or they shall surely die, whoever eats from it or touches it. But we see that didn't happen. So, in scriptures itself, it contradicts God, and this perfect God has made a mistake, because Eve or Adam did not die at all. Now you can say the paradise died that they had, but who knows if that existed at all? I mean, and what kind of paradise has a tree in the middle of it that you can't eat from? And why would it have a tree in the middle of it that looks so beautiful and so tempting to eat? Why would it be in the middle of the garden to tempt and be a stumbling block for what was created? You know. Not enough questions are being asked. That's why these guys need theatrics to tell their stories.
With her. And he did eat. Verse 13. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed.
Well, he's good, isn't he, guys? Oh, wow. Okay. first of all, I mean, we have to look at what's going on here. This gentleman, he is in his last days of his life. Well, he's old enough to maybe have 10, 20, maybe 30 years at best left on this earth. And he believes in these stories he puts so much emotion in. And the majority of the population believe in these stories that divide us, right? I mean, come on. We're supposed to believe in these fictitious stories. I mean, it's crazy, guys. It's crazy. We're grown people. How can we believe in these things that don't exist, have never existed, and we've never seen it, life that way at all? I mean, we're meant to believe in this good God and evil Satan. It's crazy. Good versus evil, God versus Satan. It's all programming for your mind. It's crazy.
Verse 15. And I will put enmity. I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head. Thou shalt bruise his heel. Thousands of years were to pass. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman. Galatians 4 verse 4. Matthew 4 verse 1. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungered. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said,
Now, the thing is with this garbage they give us in the Bibles, with these ridiculous miracles and whatnot, and how we're supposed to believe in these miraculous things that have never happened before and will never happen again. Okay? Because we've never seen it in our reality ever happen that way. But we're expected to believe it did happen back in the day when God was talking to people, and God created languages, was having conversations. He even walked through the garden, when I don't even know how that was possible, how God walked through the garden when when your eyeballs are supposed to burn out if you look at him. I don't know. Didn't they say in future scriptures that your eyes will burn out of your head if you can't bear to look at the sight of God? No one's ever seen him, but he walked in the garden looking for Adam and Eve. But yeah. First of all, the story doesn't even make sense. Okay. God tells Eve not to eat from the tree or she will surely die. Well, not even eat from the tree. Don't even pick from the damn tree or you're gonna die, bitch. Says God, the one who created your ass. But what do? You let a talking snake, which we've never seen before, never seen again, because it never did happen. Talking snake, I guess, got possessed by this Satan rival of God, and somehow talked a language that Eve understood when she knew no language, and told Eve that you will not surely die if you eat from the tree. And I guess this satanic entity, this entity of evil inside the snake, was telling the truth, because according to this story, Satan, the snake, proves this God wrong. Adam and Eve did not surely die. They were just taken out of the fucking garden. I mean, come on. So, this God has already made mistakes. He's had to curse the snake, which did nothing wrong. He's just part of creation that got taken over by this entity. But the snake got cursed anyway. I don't know how the snake got cursed when the snake still does the same shit that it was doing back in the day. Okay? So you tell me how the snake got cursed, because I don't see how it's been cursed. It's still doing what it always does. The snake never did have legs, never did have arms, and wasn't able to speak. Always did crawl on its belly, so yeah, there we go. Nothing's changed. So how was the snake cursed? Doesn't tell us. The same with the land. This God cursed the land that it created, but this land, how is it cursed? It still gives life to every living thing on it. The soil did not get cursed. It still gives life to every living thing on it. Come on. It supplies life to life. How is it cursed? These are the lies they tell us and they want us to believe, when the truth is right in front of us. We can't take these words they give us in this book. We can't take them for truth. Can't. And the only reason we do is because it's a distraction. And all books are a distraction. Because we're programmed to have a repetitious life. And every break from that repetitious life is welcome. That's why we're programmed by so many things. You know, we're programmed to do the same thing every day. You know, we set our alarm clock. It goes off in the morning or whenever you wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, get dressed. You may take a shower, you may not, but either way, you're getting ready for work or whatever you do on your daily routine. You know, it's the same thing. Every day you do the same thing. You make your breakfast. If you eat breakfast, you clean up after yourself, you wash your dishes. Every day, it's a routine life for you to live the way you were programmed to live. You may watch your television. You have your special shows that you love to watch. You may have a routine with your job every day, which we all do. Go to work at the same time, or maybe we'll have random times depending on what job you do, but it's the same. It's the same. You're going to do the same thing every day, day in and day out, and your job may be a routine that you do the same thing day in and day out. Your drive to work seems like it's the same every day. You drive home, it seems like it's the same every day, unless you choose to do something different along the way. That's why vacations are programmed. Vacations are programmed distractions from that routine. That's why they do it, because if we were constantly in this routine, we'd finally discover what it really is. But with all the things they give us to distract us with, it's hard for us to see what we live in, because we're in the middle of it, you know? If you're in the middle of something and you're looking around to see what it really is, you can't see the big picture. You have to rise above it and look at it from above, so you can see the whole picture. You can see what's being done to you and how they're deceiving you.
It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down. For it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Jesus said unto him,
These stories of deceptions, and in the books they write for us is a break from the repetitive world they program us to live in. They enslave us in these jobs. Our routine is the same every day. The books, the movies, the music, the sports, it's a programmed distraction from the routine world we're enslaved in.
It is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord. Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again, the devil taketh him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and saith unto him, all these things will I give thee. All these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down. If thou wilt fall down, worship me. Then saith Jesus unto him, get thee hence, Satan! For it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Then the devil leaveth him. Then the devil leaveth him.
These ridiculous stories of God and Satan, brothers and sisters, neither are real. They're just ways they divide us, ways they use us. It's a programmed distraction, deception, a way to divide us from one another. It's another way. It's another system. Religion is another system amongst many systems. We walk around most of our lives thinking our enemy is Satan. It's important that we know who our real enemy is. Our real enemy is the people who control us. Our real enemy is the people who enslave us in this system that they created. The brothers and sisters that are programmed, we were those brothers and sisters. We were deceived until we woke up. We're dividing ourselves between the people that are still asleep and the people that are awake. We're dividing ourselves. Truth cannot divide itself from the people that are still asleep, because we were those people that were still asleep in the lies. How are we going to be a good example when we divide and we label these people as stupid if they haven't waken up from the deception that they're programmed with? How are we going to be good examples for our brothers and sisters that are looking for truth when we degrade them because they don't know as much as we do? When we call them stupid, when we call them simple-minded, when we call them the enemy because they're not awake. I know sometimes it's hard to think of these people as brothers and sisters when they're trying to continuously brainwash you with what they've been programmed to believe, like if they're still programmed to believe in this deception of religion and Jesus. But just because they keep trying to to attack us doesn't mean we should divide ourselves from them. We should know our true energy. We should know our true enemy. And our true enemy are the people who program our minds to begin with. Our true enemy are the people who deceive us and enslave us with this money. Our true enemy are the ones who program us how to live in this system they created for us to enslave us. We have to know our true enemy, because if we don't know who we're fighting, it's too easy to blindside us with something we're not aware of. And we have to start recognizing the ways they manipulate us in this programmed system they created. I mean, these are real people being manipulated by this religion, this Christianity, and it's not just Christianity, it's all religions. Real people, humanity, being deceived on a massive scale to cycle the money they're enslaved with. You know? It's not a joke. These people take it seriously. The ones you love take it seriously. You know? We're all programmed to do the same thing every day, day in and day out. And yet the ones that claim they know truth think their thoughts and their actions are their own. They're not. You're being controlled. Just like we all are. It's up to us to learn the truth and to take power over our own lives again. You can continue to deny truth and the creation you come from, the true creation, which the true creation, the true energy that created everything, has no name. It has no name because language is man-made, people. It's not from what created all. It's not. And these people that have been allowed to manipulate and deceive and enslave humanity for so long without being contested proves that the Creator that created all has not interfered with humanity. It disgusts me when they talk about the Creator of all, and they say this Creator curses the things it creates. That's not the Creator of life that I see. That's not the creation that the Creator has created. I see beauty in it. I don't see cursed. I don't see curses. Curses are from the man-made witches, from the man-made languages that they teach us. That's how they get us to be repetitive slaves. That's how they get us to mimic each other's behavior like robots and drones. Because we think it's the way we're meant to live in this programmed world. We're convinced that we have to live these routine lives in this programmed deception. We're convinced that we have to wake up at the same time every morning and go through the same routine to make the money that they forced us to live by, because they've taken what was created for each of us. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we have to know who our real enemy is. And our real enemy is not the programmed fairy tales that they feed our minds, because they can distract us from the truth very easily with Satan. We're fighting a fictitious character that the people that are our true enemies created. And it's funny, we're fighting this fictitious character that our true enemies created, and they just get away scot-free. We have to wake up. Our true enemy is not our loved ones that are being programmed by the brainwashing. They're not the dummies either. They're our brothers and sisters that are still asleep. The ones that we need to be an example for, so they can respect us enough to want to hear what we're saying. I know it's hard. I'm guilty of labeling people myself as dummies or stupid, or, I try my best not to do it. But we have to stop. Because we're not dumb and we're not stupid. We're powerful in creation, and together even stronger. And maybe with enough of us, we can bring this system down so our children can live in a world of truth instead of a world of enslavement. Because I don't know about you, brothers and sisters, I'm tired of living in this repetitive world. The repetitive world that they enslave us in to be the good little programmed people they want us to be. Don't you want to be free? Don't you want to be able to wake up someday and not have to worry about the stresses of this programmed world and the bombardment of the way they want you to be, the way they want you to think? Just be yourself every day and create different things and challenge yourself in different ways. we already know we already know we were born into a world that of deception long ago. Long ago. They created this world of deception. Probably not soon after the humanity had been created. I mean, they had to invent their language first, so they needed a basis for their deception. So I'm sure that came first. It's all about power over what has been created. The land, the people. They're not going to give up that power. And we can't wait for their fictitious gods to come back, because they never will. Because they created these gods. They're not coming back. If we want out of this program slavery, we're going to have to wake up and do it ourselves, people. There's no God out there to bless you. There's no God out there for you to pray to. There's no real devil out there for you to hate. Only the ones they created for you in these books. But the only reason you gravitate towards these books and the movies and the music is because they enslave us to live in these repetitious lives. You're craving for something other than the repetition that you go through every day. The program repetition you are going through every day, doing the same thing day in and day out. You're looking for a break from it. That's why you grab on to these fairy tales and these books they created for us. That's why you grab on to the fairy tales and the movies they created for us, and the music they created for us. You gladly grab on to it because it's something different from the routine you're programmed to live. But we have to make sure that we're only grabbing on to truth, my brothers and sisters. Grab on to truth so you can truly be who you're naturally supposed to be. Not who they program you to be in these books. Not who they program you to be in these movies. Not who they program you to be in the music. Not who they program you to be in religion or politics. Or the money they enslave us in. But who you're naturally supposed to be without the routine. I love you guys. And be yourself.
And behold,
And after that, behold,